Chào mừng quý vị quay trở lại với chương trình Tôi về Việt Nam trên kênh FBNC, cùng với cuộc trò chuyện với anh Neil MacGregor là giám đốc điều hành của công ty cung cấp dịch vụ bất động sản Savills Việt Nam. Welcome back.
Thank you
for sharing. So I'm gonna follow up a little bit on the metro system that you mentioned the last part. So are you saying that right now investors should look to invest in the areas along the metro line because the price gonna go up?
Yeah. So the first metro line runs from Soi Tien amusement park in past the Saigon High Tech Park, through District 9 and District 2, past Basson Shipyard to Ben Thanh Market in District 1. There's a lot of development opportunities along that route.
It's happening right now,
It's happening already. We're very excited about the District 2 market in particular. It's an area of focus for Savills, and there are a large number of projects that are going to benefit significantly from the metro line going through District 2. So I think we will see developers focusing more and more on projects in close proximity to that first metro line. And hopefully there will be other metro lines to follow fairly quickly, and they will link together.
So are there foreign investors that look into that areas along the metro line?
Absolutely. So we already have a number of foreign investors active in District 2, Capitaland with their Vista project, the Estella project developed by Keppel Land, GS have their Zai River View apartment project. There are other investors such as Hong Kong Land looking at developing in the area. So it is drawing a lot of foreign interest. There are also a number of very active local investors, local developers who have already or are due to develop projects in that same area.
But closing to the metro station, do we expect to see more high-rise building? Because that's where the people who go down to underground and take the station.
I think high-rise buildings targeting young professional people who are traveling into District 1 for work, or managers of factories, perhaps in Saigon High Tech Park, for example, who want the convenience of living in an apartment connected to the city, but within easy travel of work.
So that could be the opportunity for the investor if they want to take advantage of the metro.
Both residential, high-rise residential, and retail as well. Retail around these stations will be very attractive to retail developers because of the enlarged catchment population along the full length of the metro line, as opposed to the immediate vicinity only.
I want to talk about District 7, the Phú Mỹ Hưng urban area, which is our studio where we are right now.
The success story.
It's a very unique model and a great successful model. So what is your outlook for the real estate market in this area?
Phú Mỹ Hưng continues to grow from strength to strength. They're the only developer that really has control of their own destiny in terms of their master plan, the phasing of that master plan on such a large scale. It's a 500-hectare project. The core strengths have been their infrastructure development, the facilities that they have put in place. So you now have some fantastic shopping experiences with the Crescent Mall. There's Vivo City coming as well. You've got fantastic food and beverage outlets, some of the best restaurants in the city with outlooks over the water. You have amongst the best schools and a fantastic cross-section of different schools servicing the local population, the expatriate population, various international schools servicing the diplomatic communities and so forth. And then all of the swimming pools, tennis courts, parks, and everything else that goes with it. So it's really a standout master plan community now, and I think that will continue to be reflected in residential pricing in the area as well. And hopefully more of a destination for office occupiers like yourselves.
But are you saying the price is keep going up in this area?
I believe they will, yeah. Particularly on the residential side, as the retail starts to get some critical mass, we'll start to see retail rents increase as well, I should think.
But how's possible to copy this model?
It's very challenging now.
Why?
For any developer to get control of a 500-hectare parcel of land and be able to phase a development in the way that Fumihung have done is very difficult. Typically, developers are having to pay for their land up front, so the cost of paying for 500 hectares of land up front is a significant challenge. And then being able to master plan the entire community and roll that out over a 10, 15, 20-year period is not easily done now.
So it should be it's better if you have one single developer, if you want to build something like this.
Yeah, I think to have control of the master plan, control of the phasing, control of the cash flows is very important in this type of project.
You talk about the Crescent Mall, which is next to in this area, but I don't see like the people who go to Crescent Mall, the people who come in and out. It's not as crowded as expected. Why?
I think the Crescent Mall is one of the best performing retail malls in the country right now. Retailers are having a tough time throughout Vietnam. Vietnamese have not been spending in the way that people expected. Part of the problem is that goods on the shelves in Vietnam are 25 to 30% more expensive than, say, Bangkok or even Singapore or Hong Kong. And the Vietnamese that are buying those fast fashion goods are now traveling. So they're not prepared to pay that premium, and that's not unique to Crescent Mall. That goes for retail projects throughout the country. But what we are finding is that from a sustainability point of view, a lot of the retailers are very happy with their units in Crescent Mall, and they are outperforming units elsewhere in the country.
For the companies, especially international corporations, they often have the head offices in downtown Ho Chi Minh City. But for now, I see some of them move to District 7, Fumihung. Would that be a trend?
As rents start to increase again in District 1, which is starting to happen already, we will start to see whole businesses move to suburban areas, but certainly back of house moving to suburban areas. So some companies may keep a premium downtown office, but move a lot of their secondary activities, training, cold calling, to areas such as Fumihung. We've already had some big names do it. Unilever have moved their entire operations to Fumihung. Manulife have a significant head office in Fumihung. We've seen IKEA have their head offices here. ANZ have significant back office space. Petro Vietnam have their Ho Chi Minh City, the bulk of their Ho Chi Minh City operation in Fumihung now. And Vinamilk, one of the largest listed companies, with their head office in Fumihung. So I think the trend will come back, and it will be driven more by the increasing rents again in District 1, which is inevitable now.
Well, thank you for sharing, and we'll get back to this after a short break. Thank you. Thưa quý vị, vừa rồi là những chia sẻ của anh Neil MacGregor, là giám đốc điều hành của công ty cung cấp dịch vụ bất động sản Savills Việt Nam. Quý vị có thể xem lại đoạn phỏng vấn này trên website fbnc.vn hoặc là xem lại các hình ảnh hậu trường và góp ý cho chúng tôi tại địa chỉ là facebook.com/MC Trần Quốc Khánh. Chúng tôi sẽ còn quay trở lại sau ít phút nữa.